Good morning, guys. I wanted to share with you something we picked up yesterday and see what your thoughts are, or share with you what my thoughts are. How's that? Before I get started, I'd like to if you like what you see, or if you'd like to see more videos of me, click the button below and subscribe. That way you'll know whenever I post another video. I really love having the communications with you guys, the messages you are sending me. It just means so much to me. I mean, I'm building friendships here, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So you're not just, like I said, I'm building friendships, and it means the world to me. Yesterday, we went to Walmart and picked up the As Seen on TV Bandaloom. This was $10, and Javen has been wanting this for I don't know how long. Here's the little booklet that came with it, and this is the instructions. I mean, it's all right here. It gives you a little bit of background. It tells you what is included. I think this came with 1,000 bands, 40 of the S hooks, which I went ahead and put them in this little baggie, because once you open them, they were just loose. I mean, they weren't in like a Ziploc bag or something resealable. So, and they're pretty small. So once they were opened, I mean, they can easily get lost. So I went ahead and put them in this for him. It comes with your board, your hook. It came with a mini loom, and then I think 5 charms. I'm sorry, my dogs are so loud. They just woke up, so it's like playtime. Some of the bands were broken. We haven't gone through all of the bands, but I think in the ones that we have gone through, we've pulled out like 5 or 6 already that are broken or very thin. But I mean, they're rubber bands. What do you expect? As for the instructions they give you here, it might just be me, but I found them very hard to follow. And it could be that I have a lot going on here and was easily distracted. And my brain goes elsewhere many times, frequently. So that could have been my problem. Maybe they're not that bad. But I couldn't keep, those directions did not do me any good whatsoever at all. But what I did was I Googled them on Facebook, or I didn't Google them. Scratch that. I searched them on YouTube, is what I did. Bandaloom has their very own channel, and they have tutorials for making different bracelets. With that being said, now, is this something, see, this one's got the one of the little charms. As does this one. I'm going to sneeze. Do I think that this is something that a 7-year-old can just pick up and do on his own? I think I'm gonna have to sit down with him, and I'm gonna have to walk him through a lot of these. I mean, this is just your single band, and using the loom, even this is difficult. I mean, it takes some practice to know how to do. I didn't make this one. I think somebody from his school made him this one. I think this is what got everything started. But these are the ones that, except for that last one, that I made last night. And those are all just your single bands. Now, this is called the triple band. That's the front. And then if you flip it over, that's what the back side looks like. And there's how it's clipped. That's your little S-clip. And then this one, I don't know if it would be, is called a dragon scale bracelet. And I honestly could not tell you how many times, even with the YouTube video, that I had to restart. And this one has 3 S hooks holding it together because it's such a wide bracelet. And then this one I did last night while he was in bed, because this is one that he wanted. I started while he was up. Thought I had it all, and I must have missed looming one side, and whenever I pulled it off, everything fell apart. But this is called the Nexus or Nexium, I don't remember now, bracelet, which is really, in the back side, if I can get it back with my hand, it's kind of small. I did not make it that big. I need to add some extensions, which you can add extensions to these, which is kind of cool. So even though it tells you to use, which they don't give you an X amount of bands to use, but this right here, this part right here that you see, is all that the loom will hold. Okay? So to get it longer, you have to add stuff to the back. Which, I mean, you can add as many as you need to make it fit your hand. So is it the easiest thing to do? I think with some practice. The YouTube videos, like I said, are a whole lot easier to keep up with, because you can say, hang on, Chica, and pause her. There was one that was really, like, the angle that the video was shot wasn't the best. Her instructions weren't the best, so I found myself having to keep rewinding. But I found it a lot better than these, than what they give you. You can buy a book at Walmart. I think it was $5. YouTube, it's free. So, it's fun. I mean, he has a blast. I mean, he hasn't actually got into actually looming and making them. At this point, he's pretty much just telling me what it is that he's wanting. But I mean, they look neat, and he's wearing them. So but he has plans for these. I mean, these aren't something that he's wanting to keep for himself, which is whenever he was in the hospital, they brought in a bag of just the bands, and one of the S hooks for him to make a bracelet, and gave the instructions on how to make it without the loom. And it gave him something to do while he was in the hospital. And he's making these to take to the kids in the hospital. So that is his plans for these. So that's why you have the pinks for the girls. And he's added the little charms. And he wants to go see if we can find more charms for them, because he says the girls would like those. So that really touched my heart out of him, to think of other kids, how it made him feel that that somebody donated something when he was in there, and how it made him feel, and how he wants to donate stuff to kids that are in there now. So that's his plans for these. So just an idea. I mean, if you've got a local children's hospital near you, reach out to them. I mean, the smallest thing, I mean, just like this right here. I mean, it's a pocket that's been sewn. I mean, this one's a little bigger. I mean, you could probably cut it down a little bit to be like this size. But we made these for his JP drain, which is his abdominal drain that he came home with, because it was embarrassing for him to have this tube hanging out of his side with this great big suction ball on the end. Is the only way to describe it. It had a great big suction ball that you had to squeeze it shut, and it had a clamp, a little stopper, like what's on the end of your blow up inflatable things, that you stopped it once you squeezed it shut. And he had that on his side. So it was too big to fit in his pocket, because it filled this. But I made these, and then we would safety pin them, to his shirt. And do you know how many kids' lives this would touch, especially if they had to go home with that? And it's so simple. So, I mean, if you have a local children's hospital nearby, reach out to them. I mean, a bracelet, something like this that you can do at home. What else did he get that? Oh, a notebook. Just a notebook, and they printed off a little label that said journal and gave him a pencil and a pen. I mean, something that simple whenever you're stuck in a hospital for weeks on end, even days. 3 days seems like forever. He was in there for 2 weeks, and I felt like I was in there for a month. It makes a difference, especially to a kid. So reach out to them. Give them a call, see what you can do. Even volunteering. They have volunteers up there that come into the room and interact with the kids to get their minds off when they're getting IVs or when they're having tests done. Just to give them somebody new to talk to get their minds off of things. Go play board games, give the parents a break. There's all kinds of things that you can do to touch the life of somebody else. And even if it's just go up for 30 minutes, you can do it. And it will mean, like I said, he doesn't know who made these bracelets for him, or who even put them in they literally just dropped the bands in a bag with an S hook and printed off the directions on how to make them. And he remembers that. He remembers that. And that's something that, you can use your creativity, put your mind to it, and touch the life of someone in need. So that's all I have right now. I have some more stuff, but it's going to wait So it's coming soon. I promise. It's coming soon. So subscribe so you'll know when it's coming. And I will see you guys later. Much love. Bye.